Shylock, shall I not have barely my principal? Portia, thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture, to be so taken at thy peril at your own risk, Jew. Shylock, why then the devil give him good of it? I will stay no longer question, so I will not argue any more. I am going to leave this place right now. Portia, tarry, Jew. Wait, Jew, wait. Don't be in a hurry. The law hath yet another hold on you, another twist. Let's see what it is. It is enacted, it is decreed in the laws of Venice, in the Venetian laws, if it be proved against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, the party, that is, the person. Portia uses the correct legal term still used today, party. The party against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half of his goods, the other half comes to the privy coffer treasury of the state. And the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only, against all other voice. What is the meaning of this? According to the Venetian laws, if it is proved that an alien directly or indirectly conspires to seek the life of any citizen, in this case, Shylock is the conspirator, the offender, and he has conspired, hatched a conspiracy against the life of a Venetian citizen, that is Antonio. In this case, Antonio is the party against the which he doth contrive, and therefore Antonio is legally entitled to get half his goods, half his property, and the other half will go to the state treasury, the privy coffer of the state. And Shylock's life, the offender's life, lies in the mercy of the Duke only, against all other voice, no matter what anyone else says. In which predicament I say thou standest, for it appears by manifest proceeding quite clearly from what has happened, that indirectly and directly too thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant. Antonio is the defendant, and it has already been proved in this court that Shylock, you have directly as well as indirectly contrived against the very life of Antonio. You are guilty. This is the accusation. He is guilty. This accusation has been proved in the court. And thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed, as stated earlier. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Duke. Shylock's life now lies at the mercy of the Duke. The Duke can only decide what will happen to Shylock. Gratiano, beg that thou mayst have leave to hang thyself, and yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a cord. Just beg that you can go and hang yourself to death, but unfortunately you do not have a penny to buy the cord with which you will hang yourself. Therefore thou must be hanged at the state's charge. Duke, that thou shalt see the difference of our spirit, Christian spirit, and the difference between the Christian spirit and the Jewish spirit, I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it, even before you beg for mercy, Shylock, I pardon you. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's now, the other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine. And if you are humble, this may be reduced to a fine. A for the state, not for Antonio. The money due to Antonio, however, will not be reduced. Shylock, nay, take my life and all, pardon not that. You take my house. When you do take the prop, that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live. No, do not pardon my life, but take it and take everything else from me. These were the words of Shylock. Why? When you take away the pillar which holds the roof of my house in position, you take away my very house. Similarly, if you take away the means by which I live, you in effect take away my very life. What is the meaning therefore? Yes, by taking away even half of my wealth, you would make it impossible for me to survive. What mercy can you render him, Antonio? Gratiano, a halter gratis, a rope to hang himself with, nothing else, for God's sake. Antonio, so please my lord the Duke and all the court to quit, to be satisfied with the fine for 1/2 of his goods. I am content, so he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter, that is Lorenzo. 2 things provided more, that for this favor he presently become a Christian, presently, immediately. The other, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter. This speech of Antonio is important. This shows the goodness of Antonio. Antonio says, if it may please the Duke and all the court, I would like to say that he would be satisfied if instead of seizing half of the Jew's wealth, the state imposes only a fine on him, subject to the condition that he lets Antonio have the other half of his wealth to be kept by him in trust. On the Jew's death, Antonio will hand over this half to the gentleman who recently eloped with his daughter from his house. Here he is referring to Jessica and Lorenzo, and he also says that there are 2 more conditions, that in return for the favor which is being shown to him, he gets converted to Christianity immediately. And secondly, that he executes a will here in the court. A gift, record a gift, execute a will here in the court, according to the terms of which he would leave all his possessions at his death to Lorenzo, his son-in-law Lorenzo, and his daughter Jessica. Duke, he shall do this, or else I do recant, withdraw the pardon that I late pronounced here. Portia, art thou contented? Jew, what dost thou say? I am content. Portia, clerk, Nerissa, draw a deed of gift. Shylock, I pray you give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me and I will sign it. Shylock feels defeated. He is sad and he wants to leave the court as soon as possible in order to avoid being dishonored and disgraced in front of everyone. Duke, get thee gone, but do it. Gratiano, in christening shalt thou have 2 godfathers. Had I been judge, thou shouldest have had 10 more to bring thee to the gallows, not to the font. What is Gratiano trying to tell here? But before that, let's read the meaning of godfathers. These take the responsibility for seeing that the baptized child is properly educated in the Christian faith. Godfathers was also a joking name for the members of a jury, a body of 12 men who were needed to pass sentence on a criminal. Here, Gratiano suggests that a jury would have condemned Shylock to death. Duke, sir, I entreat you home with me to dinner. He is inviting Portia to dine with him. Portia, I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. I must away this night toward Padua, and it is necessary I presently set forth. Portia is unable to accept the invitation because she is in a hurry. She has to reach Padua as soon as possible. Duke, I am sorry that your leisure serves you not. That is, you do not have time to spare. Antonio, gratify this gentleman. Gratify? Show your gratitude to this gentleman. Portia disguised as Balthazar. For in my mind you are much bound to him. Exeunt, Duke, merchants and officers of the court. Antonio is indeed bound to Portia, that is, indebted to Portia. His life has been saved only because of Portia. Bassanio, most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have by your wisdom been this day acquitted of grievous penalties, in lieu whereof, in return of 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains withal, freely most willingly cope reward, and your pains trouble. Here Bassanio is feeling grateful to Portia, and he addresses Portia as the most worthy gentleman. Both Bassanio and Antonio have been saved by Portia's wisdom from paying terrible penalties. In return for this favor, Bassanio offers to Portia thrice 3,000 ducats. He offers to Portia 3,000 ducats, which were originally payable to the Jew. They also offer this money to Portia of their own free will to compensate Portia for all the trouble she has taken for their sake. Antonio, and stand indebted, ever grateful, over and above, in addition, in love and service to you evermore. In addition to this money, to 3,000 ducats, Antonio says that they will always feel obliged to Portia. They will always harbor feelings of love for Portia and be always ready to serve Portia in any way possible. Portia, he is well paid, that is, well satisfied. He who is fully satisfied with the performance of a task needs no other reward. And I, delivering you, saving you, am satisfied, and therein do account myself well paid. My mind was never yet more mercenary. Portia was never interested in money. I pray you know me when we meet again. So recognize me whenever we meet again. I wish you well, and so I take my leave. Dear sir, of force it is necessary I must attempt you further. I must try harder to persuade you to take some remembrance, to take some token of our love, of us as a tribute, not as a fee, not as a professional fee. Grant me two things, tell me two things. I pray you not to deny me, not to refuse my request, and to forgive me for making it, and to pardon me. Portia, you press me far. You are very insistent, and therefore I will yield. Give me your gloves. I will wear them for your sake, to acknowledge your politeness, and for your love I will take this ring from you, that ring which Portia gave to Bassanio and made him swear that he would never part with the ring. Do not draw back your hand. I will take no more. Portia, interestingly, just wants the ring from Bassanio. He knows that Bassanio will not be able to part with it so easily. Therefore, she is trying to take advantage of the situation. And you in love shall not deny me this. You will not deny me this. Just give me the ring. This ring, good sir, alas, it is a trifle. It is nothing so significant. I will not shame myself to give you this. Actually, Bassanio knows the value of this ring. Portia, I will have nothing else but only this. and now methinks I have a mind to it, that is, and now I really do want it. I want the ring. I want nothing but the ring. Bassanio, there is more depends on this than on the value. The dearest ring in Venice will I give you. He will give Portia the most precious ring available in Venice and find it out by proclamation, and he will do so by public announcement that I will buy the most expensive ring in Venice. Only for this I pray you, please don't insist on having this particular ring. I pray you pardon me. Portia, I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. You are generous only in making offers and not in fulfilling them. She is annoyed. You taught me first to beg, to ask for anything I want, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered. Displeased with the way Bassanio has been behaving. Bassanio, good sir, this ring was given me by my wife, and when she put it on, she made me promise that I should neither sell nor give nor lose it. Portia, that excuse serves many men to save their gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved this ring, she would not hold out enemy forever. She would be angry with you for not giving it to me. For giving it to me. Well, peace be with you, exeunt Portia and Nerissa. They leave. Antonio, my lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandment, more highly than against. And commandment, the extra E is for the sake of the rhythm. Bassanio, go Gratiano, run and overtake him. Give him this ring and bring him, if thou canst, unto Antonio's house. Away, make haste. Exit Gratiano. Come, you and I will thither presently, and in the morning early we will both fly toward Belmont. Come, Antonio, exeunt. Here we come to the end of Act 4, Scene 1. The Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 2. The setting, Venice, a street. A brief summary. Gratiano gives Bassanio's ring to Portia, who is still disguised as the young lawyer and accompanied by Nerissa as her clerk. Nerissa plans to get her own ring from Gratiano. Enter Portia and Nerissa. Portia, inquire the Jew's house out. Find out where the Jew's house is. Give him this deed and let him sign it. We will away tonight. We will leave this place tonight and be a day before our husbands home. They will reach home before the arrival of their husbands, Bassanio, Portia's husband, and Gratiano, Nerissa's husband. This deed will be welcome to Lorenzo. Enter Gratiano. Gratiano, fair sir, you are well overtaken. Gratiano is glad to have overtaken Portia disguised as Balthazar. What is the purpose of this? My lord Bassanio, upon more advice, having thought more about the matter, hath sent you here this ring, and doth entreat your company at dinner. Bassanio, after having considered the matter further, has sent the ring to Portia disguised as Balthazar and also invited Portia for dinner. Portia, that cannot be. It is not possible for Portia to join Bassanio at dinner. His ring I do accept most thankfully. And so I pray you tell him furthermore, I pray you show my youth old Shylock's house. Show my youth, show my clerk, that is Nerissa, disguised as Portia's clerk, the house of the Jew Shylock. Gratiano, that will I do. This gives an opportunity to Nerissa to take advantage of the situation. Nerissa, sir, I would speak with you, aside to Portia. Gratiano is unable to hear the conversation. I will see if I can get my husband's ring. This is a great opportunity, and Portia has given this opportunity to Nerissa so that she can get Gratiano's ring, which I did make him swear to keep forever. Portia, thou mayest, I warrant, I'm sure you will be able to do it. You will be able to take the ring from him. We shall have old swearing that they did give the rings away to men, but we will outface them and outswear them too. Away, make haste, be quick. Thou knowest where I will tarry, where I will wait. Portia is confident that Nerissa will be able to take the ring from Gratiano, and then they will listen to both of them, that is, both Bassanio and Gratiano swearing again and again that they gave the rings to males. But Portia and Nerissa will put them to shame by swearing even more than they to make a counterclaim that they gave the rings to women. Nerissa: Come, good sir, will you show me to this house? Will you show me the Jew's house? This is the end of this brief scene, Act 4, Scene 2.